Hello, Macroverb here with another cast for you today. This is a UGC Badwater official match between Team Justice Sentai, that is my phone going off, and Team LFT looking for troubles. We have LFT on the red defensing. They are defensing. It's like swordplay, but not. Sorry. This was sent to me by Mama Schwampf, the Justice Sentai medic, which this game happened a few weeks ago, and was sent to me on the 30th of July, and as is tradition, I spent a week not doing it, because I didn't check the email, which I apologize for, but I am getting around to it now, so that's what you've got to look forward to. We saw some stickies going up there from the red demo man, whose name is Deep Fried Monkey? Yeah, Deep Fried Monkey. So let's take a look at the blue demo man. Let's take a look for Flour Mix Merc. Flour mixing is something you do in baking. He's just getting completely denied there and going to go all the way back to spawn. Resurrector going quite deep with his minis there. Going to go pretty far in, but he's going to swap around and maybe not get a sniper pick. He's just going to distract, set up a backwards teleporter. I'll have to watch out for that later. No deaths on either team coming out now. Jonas is in wait for the blue team to push up here, and the blue combo are just getting ready to push up the cliffside. Let's get on the blue sniper cam. Nightwing, the red sniper, that is not the person I'm looking for. I'm looking for wait. Looks like we have a pause. They have an AFK player. I think that's the blue pyro. Oxo Cupoid is AFK at the moment, which is... Oh man, that's gonna overload. No, stop. 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 Stop! And we're back. We're going to watch Flour. Oh, Jesus. I apologize. We're running multi-speed here. But we see the blue combo from Justice Sentai Team Go. We see Team Go pushing all the way up here. Pyro is in position to blast them away, but they get quite good damage onto the sentry if anyone capitalize on it. They're really focusing that down, and that is Flour managing to take that down. He gets killed himself, and the sentry, the heavy even, wraps around a bit. We are going to have ice sliding players for a little while, as well as HUD not working. That is blue sniper Mr. Two Kinds dying. I really should have gone over the rosters while we started. Does it still look fast to anyone else? I suppose I've just been seeing things that have not been moving for a long time. Let's see, only Nightwing is dead for LFT right now, but the card is in a good position. They're really pressuring it down, and the sentry is getting built back up. It's going to be level 3 any second now, but the flank of... oh, that's some aggression already from the combo of the Go team. The flank, the cliff side, being watched by just a soldier at the moment, and Sniper and Wrangling Mini trying to harass that sentry, take it down as much as possible, but the NG dies, as well as Two Kinds right there from the Spy and Sniper, I believe. Nightwing's just watching the tunnel. Both teams have Uber, or at least red team have Uber. Actually, it's only 10% for Mama Schwampf. She might have died at some point, but the HUDs are broken, so I wouldn't be able to tell. I'm just going to reload them to have a more accurate point. Deciding to go all the way in here, a bit vulnerable to possible bombing from the soldier, but it does not seem to be coming. My camera work is terrible, and just both teams peeking their heads out around here. Not much action going on at either time, but Engineer and Scout both on the cart, bringing a lot of pressure on it. A Spy there now as well, distracting a lot of the players for the LFT team in favor of Go. Jonas still in position, giving intel to his team, and this is when they're deciding to push in from Go. Uber Pyro comes in. I don't think they even use the Uber from Mama Schwampf there, but we still have some pressure on cart. How is that not capped yet? Sexy is going to take down this sniper, and that cart must be capped by now. How is it? That cart isn't... It's ahead of the pointer. What? I don't really understand. There we go. First point gets capped. and LFT are going to have to fall back to roof if they can. But I think that was Mr. Palmsky, the red medic for LFT, going down at that point, which is not going to help this all at all. Mama Schwampf is going to have a nice little advantage from that at 40%, so they'll be able to take the Uber into roof, take down the sentry, which is level 2 at this point. But already there are a lot of players coming in here. Soldier manages to take down, Doppler takes down Boo and Sexy Skull, Burr being the engineer, so that's a big pick. Sentry is level 2, but there is no one to maintain it at this point. Deep Fried Monkey is just getting back to roof himself. Nightwing takes down Two Kinds. Mr. Palmsky is hanging very far back. What is up with that? I think that backwards teleporter we saw might have something to do with these two players pincering in here. But this does not look good for LFT right now. Let's check the HUD. Still have all their players alive. What does it look like? There are a few players on. Oh, Flower just left. That'll be why. Maybe, I don't know. Mr. Pomsky is in a terrible position here, but he has his soldier with him, so he seemed to solidify a bit. Second point does get capped though. That's going to make it a lot harder for third point. For LFT to defend, I'm sorry, I'm really out of practice, and it is late. Resurrector is going to get quite aggressive here. Two Kinds are going to get taken down by Sexy Skull. Nightwing also getting taken down by Resurrector. I wish the HUDs were fixed. Mr. Pomsky on very low health, Mama Schwampf with a slight advantage, and it looks like there are so few players for Go on the HUD, but they still have all but one of their players in the thingy. This Block, maybe I'm going to call him Block, setting up his sentry in the roof, being guarded by his pyro here. Deep Red Monkey gets some spam onto the cart. The cart not in much of a position right here. Deep Red Monkey is alone, but he can possibly get out fast enough if he can. He takes a body shot and decides to fall out though, and he gets finished off by Two Kinds. That is going to be good for the offensive team. Let's see what kind of Uber they have. They are 66%. There is a 50% advantage they've got right there. So they're going to take this in through house, it looks like. Mama Schwampf taking her heavy Heartworm right in there. They're just gearing up for the push, I suppose. Mama Schwampf at 90%, they're going to get right in there very soon. Heartworm is poking his head around, but I'm not sure if they have Demo Man right now, and that's going to really hurt their push if they decide to use the super advantage. If not, yes, Flower is just coming back here, but there's a lot of pressure onto the cart. Good cart pressure distracting the enemy combo. Soldier jumps in and manages to take down Two Kinds, but the cart does just get capped without any Uber exchanges at all. Mr. Pomsky only at 75%. Is he still in the house behind, I wonder? He died right there anyway. The HUDs are back. Mr. Pomsky died, as well as Nightwing and Droodle and Mesh right now. Jonah's just going down as well, and this looks pretty good for Go Team. They have 100%. They're Ubering with player advantage and height advantage into last. The cart is in a great position. They're going to have to see a really involved push from the rest of LFT, where they play incredibly smart, but I'm not sure that it's very difficult to organize that sort of push this late in the game, and it does look like Deep Fried Monkey getting taken down, only 2 people up, and that is a 7-minute time on offense from Justice Sentai League. I think it's Justice Sentai League, or Sentai League, which is pretty good. It's on the faster scale of normal, and it's going to be reasonably difficult. It's going to be a bit of a challenge for LFT to beat that, but it's not impossible by any means. I wonder... No, Flower just... Did Flower sacrifice himself? No, sacrifice himself. What am I talking about? Suicide. I think I've been playing the wrong games. No, I've been playing TF2 for a while. He's putting the lantern stickies that weren't the lantern sticky spot that wasn't fixed in the big update for some reason. What am I doing? Spouting my opinions on these casts. What am I? High GPS? Oh, what have I become? What have I become? Let's Sentry going up in the usual spot. Mama Schwampf has Uber because it's setup time. What am I meant to talk about right here? I'm not good at rambling in a way that is entertaining. I'm not good at being entertaining. No way Tank is just going to watch the sides here. I see Two Kinds watching from tunnel, actually, deciding to try and block that out himself, but he's having a bit of trouble with this soldier. pressuring him, but the scout is going to try and help him there. Joodle gets taken down. Casper is hanging out at the top of rocks. Kart's getting pushed pretty well. Nightwing gets taken down by two kinds. Mesh just poking his head out. Just a bit of poking pressure, getting the cart in position from LFT before they make this big push in. Trying to see if they can get an entry pick, maybe. Two kinds has gone down, which may have been what they wanted, but if they're pushing straight up through cliff, it's a pyro pick they wanted, because otherwise Wreath could just air blast that Uber right off the cliff. And the card is getting in position here. A lot of players in the tunnel for blue team. It looks like they're trying to push all the way through here, which is kind of cheeky. Uber comes in, but they drop down onto cart and get maybe slightly out of position. But it looks like LFT are deciding to fall back here. Odd little Uber exchange happening right there. It worked out in Justice League's favor. Justice Sentai League. Sorry, I'm just going to look up. I'm going to look up. Well then, Justice Sentai Team, not League. I apologize. But that is going to work out in their favor with a very slight Uber advantage and just a failed push for LFT. Already they've lost 1.5 minutes off their time. They're really going to have to take any momentum they get from breaking this first point hold. It looks like they're going to go right in here, but that is Deep Fried Monkey taking a lot of damage. Already though, he's Mesh getting taken down, as well as Jonas and Deep Fried Monkey. Mr. Palmer only on... Mr. Palmsky on 60% to Mama Schwampf's 90 right now. So Flower and Norway Tank both down. That Flower pick would be good for a possible push, but I doubt they can get the Uber and get in position in time to do so. It looks like they're all going through the tunnel again. This is a really weird push, but it does not look like Mr. Palmsky wants to go that way, or probably main calling his team away from a weird push like that. But the Pyro was out of position, maybe spy checking or whatever, but that is taking use of the Pyro's position quite well there, already taking down the Sentry and Resurrector. Mr. Palmsky going down, but it looks like a pretty good position right here. The cart is moving backwards, and the Sentry and Engineer may have gone down, but everyone else from LFT seemed to die on that push, so that was not optimal for them. Flower with a weird little sticky trap right there. It's going to go down to very low health and just jump its way out of there. Are they deciding to fall back, maybe? Resurrector is setting up on the second point. That might be a smart thing to do right here, because this is not... It doesn't look great for LFT, but it doesn't look amazing for Go, for Justice Sentai team right here. They're putting quite a lot of pressure on Kart, and they choose to drop down to try and defend it, which is going to make... if they decide to make a push here from Go up to the cliff, which they seem to be doing with their scout, then it's going to be a lot more difficult for this defense to do anything. So that is Go, Justice Sentai team. Falling back there, I might have said the wrong stuff there, but we need a cap in 55 seconds time, or else the game continues no longer. Doppler is on the high ground. Resurrector's got his sentry set up on second point just in case. And it looks like Mesh is on cart, trying to get as much damage as he can. The Uber comes out. Mama Schwampf does not have Uber right now. They're going to try and trap this team in here. Soldier takes a lot of damage, and that is a good few picks. Wreath and Heartworm and Norway Tank going down. They might be able to take this all the way up onto roof, but the sentry is still level 3. It's going to be quite an effective roadblock. Scout goes behind and decides to fall out. That is Nightwing and Two Kinds both going down pretty much at the same time. Two Kinds is going to take longer than Nightwing to get back up into the fight. Doppler on 1 health apparently, and it looks like there's a push coming in here, straight up the stairs. Oh, Deep Fried Monkey and Sexy getting taken down by Flower and Heartworm, and that is going to stuff any potential push up there with some kind of advantage they have. Mama Schwampf went down there though as well, and if Mr. Palmsky can stay alive here, then he'll have a good 60-65% advantage. And he seems to be healing again, but health gets taken from him by the demo man. That's good. It's always good to take health from medics who need it. This looks like a pretty solid hold right here on second point. Flower just deciding to stuff any potential aggression here, going down to very low health himself. But the Uber already comes in. They are going to get not get the sentry, looks like? No, that push just came far too early, and was shut down very effectively by Go, and I'm not sure you can actually cap the rest of the map in this amount of time effectively. I think it would be about 2 minutes total, so I think this is a complete round going to Justice Sentai team at this point, no matter how good their next push is, which is always a thing personally that annoys me about Payload. And Stopwatch in general, you can have these inevitabilities. Spy takes down Deep Fried Monkey, Casper, the Dead Ring and Casper dies, Norway Tank also dies, but that is not going to do an awful lot. They are deciding to push for the sake of honor here from LFT out the back, but they get spotted out and they're starting to get spammed. They don't even have Uber anyway, which Mama Schwampf does. I think that was a friendly heavy. This Uber is not amazing, but nor is the situation for LFT right here. I think Deep Red Monkey gets killed. Mama Schwampf, they're just deciding to take whatever aggression they can on Sentai team because it's not going to work out too well, so enjoy, I guess. I'm going to take a drink of water. I've got a bit of a headache if I'm honest, which is not optimal, but I'm going to continue casting as well as I can, which is not very well, as you've been hearing in the past little while. So we're going to have LFT on offense first this time, hoping for the sake of a good game that they can break the first point hold a little easier this time. Maybe not pushing through the tunnel would help. That was a very odd push with their combo all the way through here, like most of their players coming down here and just sort of getting cleaned up by the Uber push that came in. But I guess that was a strat that they had decided, or they just decided on the fly. It's okay if like a demo man by himself goes out there, but just to spam the sentry while nothing's watching the tunnel exit. Doppler on the cow mangler. That's weird. It's funny. That's crazy time. But an entire team with a heavy and medic and Uber pushing through there is not going to do much against the regular cliff hold that you get from most teams. I want to see, as usual, the outlines broke a bit. That's going to be quite confusing, but oh well. What can I? What was that music about? I don't. Wow. We actually see Mama Schwampf using regular Uber this time, which is a surprise. No, it isn't. I'm completely telling a lie. Reith is running the home wrecker, the home wrecker, which, as an NG main, I'm not too fussed about, to be honest. It's handy, sometimes, but it's not. Anyway, opinion. Let's watch Norway Tank because he's got a good viewing of everything that's going to come in here. Initially, Two Kinds is just going to fall back into spawn. That is Two Kinds, isn't it? If I'm correct, I'm not completely sure that I'm correct. I don't think it's Two Kinds. No, it's Nightwing. I apologize. The card is getting pushed. Resurrector is trying to wrangle away that sniper. Two Kinds is watching the tunnel again, and he's going to be in a bit of a sniper battle with this other sniper. And who's going to win it? Who's going to win the epic battle? It's distracting. There we go. Two Kinds gets taken down. Deep Fried Monkey is down right here. Maybe if LFT could get in position for a push right here, but the card is not really in position itself. But Badwater is not a map where that's particularly the priority as it goes along. And it does look like they're deciding to take the push up here, at least getting ready for some aggression on cliffside. Deep Fried Monkey deciding to go. This is what they're doing again. They're going all the way through tunnel. I'm intrigued, but I'm not like hopeful for them. They Uber on the down low. They take down the sentry, and they get everyone on quite low health because it was quite surprising. But the red Uber just comes in and starts clearing them up a little bit. I guess taking down the sentry is more than a lot of Ubers do, and Mr. Pomsky got out alive, and they popped the enemy Uber. Mama Schwampf went down to quite low health, actually. So I guess I guess it worked, but it was very unorthodox. Um, but I like weird plays like that. They add an extra element to the game. They're going to equalize the Uber, but the Sentry is going to come back up here. Maybe if they had some post-Uber aggression here. But they have Wreath just flaming those distracted players. Card is in quite a good position for a push here, but Para's going to get right up in. He probably knows that the Uber's going to come in soon. However, let's look at the mesh cam while they have Uber. The mesh cam while they have Uber. He's going to take this right in here. The Pyro is a bit out of position, just air blasting them away in time, but this demo man is not going to get flashed, so Flower gets taken down, as well as no one else from Justice Sentai team. LFT sustaining a lot of casualties. Mr. Pomsky staying alive, so the Ubers will equalize, and I think the Sentry went down as well. As well as Resurrector? Did Resurrector die? I don't think Resurrector died. However, the Sentry did go down, as well as most of the other stuff, so if they can re-push fast enough with enough here, they've got a lot of damage onto some of the classes. If they can re-push fast enough, they can probably take enough damage to carry the cart in. As well as nobody is especially watching the cart right now. Sentry's only just going up. They're deciding to push up the right side from LFT. And that is block already on cart. He's going to get spammed out a bit. Going to try and deal with this engineer, but that is the cart so close to being capped. Only 1 minute 25 left. I bet the Justice Sentai team are so eager to get this up. And another unorthodox push from LFT up through through the cliff side, through the ramp, which worked out pretty well. They managed to take down Flower and Wreath, and it looks like they're going to be backing out a little bit from Go Team. They got a lot of damage out of it. These pushes are really surprising Justice Sentai team. If they didn't have Uber, then there would be very little they can do about it. But it looks like they're really holding on to this first point. They want to set this up, but they're going to be at a big height disadvantage doing this. If LFT play this right, then this is going to cost them cost Go the rest of the map. But they're deciding to push out of tunnel exit, which seems to be working alright. They've already taken down Resurrector, Heartworm, the Sentry. A lot of players down for Justice Sentai team. If they can take the aggression with their combo far enough, they've already started taking roof. Mama Schwampf on very low health manages to surf out of there, maybe? I think so. But this looks like second point is just not going to get set up by the Go team, except Mama Schwampf has Uber. Mr. Palmer very close, but not quite yet. A lot of damage going down onto Flower and Doppler, but second point does get capped. That's going to make holding it extremely difficult, and that's what happens when you commit to a first point hold like that. Doppler is going to crater, and it looks like they want to hold next to the cart, but they just can't hold it with that height disadvantage, falling back all the way. Resurrector already setting up the Sentry. That's going to be, I predict, a good hold here on on the defense on Justice Sentai team. They have fallen back far enough and well enough that that's good for them. The cart's just getting pushed all the way in position. Mama Schwampf has Uber. Palmsky already, I don't know if he got forced or died or something at some point, but they are at a bit of a disadvantage right now. They're just going to hang around, waiting. I want to get on a pick class now, see what they can do. Going to look at Casper, but everyone died while I was flicking through stuff, so it doesn't matter at all anyway. So getting a bit of a forward defensive hold from Flower and the rest of the Justice Sentai team. Mama Schwampf playing on the low ground with the rest of her team. Plays up top. Heartworm with a bit of a flank taking down Droodle. He's going to fall back a little bit here. Wreath staying with his engineer. Flower. They're not letting LFT take any ground here, which is a pretty good idea. The cart is falling back. I wouldn't solidify a hold further up because you're going to end up with height disadvantage, but what LFT has to do here is move all the way up here for some of their classes and just use their height advantage, and use this advantage here to discourage anyone from going into this house or peeking down below. But it's quite difficult to think of that in the middle of a game. Sexy Skull is going to get lucky and escape from that encounter in the boiler room. So we're just going to wait for a push here. Pomsky does have Uber. I'm going to watch the Deep Fried Monkey cam. As the Uber does come in, he drops on the Uber, and that was an aggressive scout Uber with Norway tank coming in. But the Uber is coming in here. Mama Schwampf died at the end of that, which was not optimal at all, but a lot of players for LFT going down right here. Scout on Pomsky, getting taken down. Mr. Pomsky and Intellectual, and Mama Schwampf. It's a big old house. Big old Badwater house. You run a bad house. Where did I learn that bad house means brothel from? Bad house. Oh, yeah, it was history class. Anyway, enough of that. I think my predictions were correct. Hooray! Good 3rd point hold from Justice Sentai team. Gonna need some good picks from LFT to get anything done here. Droodle sort of winning the sword fight right here, but he gets denied. Gonna tap the cart to keep it in position. Droodle, block man, deep fried monkey. Just gonna list stuff because it's not the most interesting right here. Just hanging out in boiler room is a good idea when you're getting ready for the push, in my opinion. But it looks like they're at 90%. They're gonna try and take this Uber in. Two Kinds is down, which is gonna give them a bit of advantage here. Popping quite late, focusing that sentry rather than the Uber itself, which is probably a bit of a good idea, but they are getting air blasted right here, and that sentry position is very difficult to take out if you do not tackle it from up on roof itself, up through here with another player, other than the people directly in the combo. Which is one of the horrible things about pushing this point. You need such team synergy. It's like Badwater, Barnblitz last or something. That was a headshot, but didn't take down Two Kinds from Nightwing there. So Pomsky is just going to fall out back, and they're going to get ready for another push here. Which is a shame, because they didn't do that much wrong with the push. It's just 3rd point, you need more than a dedicated combo with a good push. If the team you're playing against holds it correctly. No, that's just my opinion, but Norway tank dying, Jonas dying. Yeah, there's not much for me to talk about right now because it's a strong hold. That's going to be the Red Soldier. Uber kind of being forced a little bit, but they've taken a lot of ground with this, and it looks like Go Team is sort of not in position to deal with the Uber. Sexy Skull taking down the sentry going up atop, and that's what I was talking about. You need to send someone up through the balcony to go through here. Sexy Skull doing a lot of work right here. He manages to take down 3 players, or 2 players and a sentry, at least in that encounter, and that's a lot of players down for Justice Sentai team. If they could take enough advantage into here, they could probably do some good work. Joodle dies. If they can get the cart in position, get enough of their players in position, they have a bit of an Uber advantage. If they want, they could take it all the way in, but they are getting spammed out through the choke now. They just didn't get in position, taking damage at the time. Maybe they couldn't for something that I didn't see, but they're just gonna get ready for pushing this choke, which Badwater last you need to sort of make a special push through the choke, then make a special push down this ramp. Soldier's gonna bomb in here, but he's just gonna hang out around the top. Scout's gonna get a bit of aggressive, but Norway tank dies, and that is the Uber coming from map room. Uber's getting exchanged here, but there is only an Uber on the Heavy and Demo, and that's not going to do an awful lot here. Heavy came down quite late. They're going to have to need more team support on that if they're going to get it much. Pyro gets Sandmanned, but they managed to equalize the Ubers, which I guess is fine, but they didn't do an awful lot with that Uber. They're going to have more people. Maybe get the spy in position at the same time or something for that push to be really worth it. But Mama Schwampf gets taken down. It's going to be Uber advantage for Mr. Pomsky, about 50%, maybe more by the time Mama Schwampf comes back. Sentry gets picked up by Resurrector. What? What? No one destroyed his teleporter up here and he's setting it up behind everyone. It is wrecking the LFT team. Takes down Mesh. Sexy. Deep Fried Monkey. Mr. Palmsky died because he had to get out of position to do it. Resurrector gets taken down with his sentry gun, but he just allowed almost a full like team wipe from to LFT and pretty much caused the death of that medic, allowing his own team to take all of this ground here. Doppler does get taken down. I don't know if that was a good idea. Well, it definitely wasn't a good idea, but I enjoyed it anyway. Resurrector's just going to set up back down here. Toucan's going to take down Joodle. Heartworm's going to die as well. It's going to be quite a good pick, but it's just not at the time where it's going to be most useful. Sexy Skull is going to get in on Toucan's. Toucan's dies to Deep Fried Monkey. Sexy Skull dies to Norway Tank. And this is quite good ground being taken by LFT. They've already gone all the way around the corner, but they are getting spammed out by that Demo Man, and that's why Demo Man is so important, because you can just deny that all of that space coming in all the way through this corner, and there's some Demo spam, so you gotta get out again. There's also a sniper watching there, which you can't hang around this little choky bit here. Mesh and Nightwing getting taken down. You need to push all the way in. The Uber's getting popped here. Deep Fried Monkey, they're all the way into the sentry. See, Go just weren't in position to take the brunt of that Uber with their own, so their sentry got taken down, but they managed to get enough cleanup kills from the Uber that it didn't work out too bad for them. Maybe if the post-Uber fight was a bit better, but the card is in a better position than it was if they can keep it moving reasonably well. Mr. Palmsky getting an advantage because Mama Schwampf gets died at that point, but gets taken down by Norway Tank, so that is going to be a slight advantage for Mama Schwampf. Very slight though. Heartworm taking his Engineer's Medal, Leith is hanging around at the top. I would suggest to Go team to play further up. Now Doppler seems to get it, just so that Ubers don't come in and wreck the sentry once they go through. Resurrector setting up a sentry. See, I don't know what to commentate during stalemates. I know stuff like this is happening, but honestly, that doesn't matter very much. It doesn't matter that Sexy Skull just died to Norway Tank. Nightwing just died, which is good. That's going to deny picks that might happen to Mama Schwampf or Heartworm, anyone important. Looks like they're gearing up for a map push on LFT, which will be interesting. I want to see what they do with this. They're kind of holding in here preliminarily before taking the heavy in, but the soldier is just denying Mr. Palmsky from getting out here at all. Spotlight takes him down though. It's a good context pick, and they're just going to spam out a little bit here. I want to get on the heavy camera. Flow is just going to spam them out here and do a lot of damage. Mama Schwampf has Uber disadvantage here, must have gone down at some point, which I did not catch. And the Uber does come in. It's going to manage to take down the sentry, I think. Mesh coming in after the Uber takes down the sniper, the Demo Man. And this is a good push. Only 3 people up now for Go, and if there's time to go in, it's now for LFT. That was a good push. They managed to work on their Uber advantage. Spy on Cart could do a massive amount, but he got caught out. They managed to push off their Uber advantage there on LFT, getting a 15-minute time, which is, to be honest, not very good. But if they work out an amazing defense, then they may be able to pull this back. See, with that last push, they had the better positioning because they had the height advantage and the drop on Team Go, but they also had. I said both. I said height advantage, Uber advantage, and they. With the height advantage, they got in a position where they could instantly get to the sentry to kill it with the Uber, but also they could kill all of the Justice Sentai team players with it, because there was nothing to protect them. There was a sentry and some players trying to shoot an Uber, which good on LFT for that final push. It worked out for them. Which is good to see. Let's get on the flower camera, see if he's gonna go with any crazy bombs. Just gonna deny some sticky bombs, or if he's just gonna spam out a little bit. Looks like he's looking for his buff, and he's gonna jump in here with 2 stickies, and he's going for the sticky play, and he doesn't manage to get anything done. Two Kinds is getting aggressive on the ramp side. He doesn't see very much, but he could just get in position. He does get butter knifed by Jonaz after getting weakened by the scout. Casper's getting in position a little bit to watch this sniper. They've worked out that that's where Nightwing prefers to stand. If he T-cloaks here, he's probably going to be heard, but he's just waiting for the right point. Now he's going, and he takes down Nightwing. It's going to be good for this push that I just missed from Mama Schwampf. So that is both Ubers being popped. The cart is in an okay position. They managed to get the cart in position after the Uber, and they already got the block down. So they could take down the sentry. It looks like there is a sniper trying to take some pot shots of that. Yep, Two Kinds does take down the sentry, which is going to be good. Again, they seem to be taking this aggression straight in, but the pyro denies them. Mesh starting to fall out a little bit. If they had taken a bit of a better push in there, then it would have worked out, but they managed to get a lot of post-formal push picks, if you will. So Bush is just setting up his sentry now as the cart gets capped. I don't think this will work out very well for them. They're going all the way right now on Justice team, all the way into second point. See if they go far in enough. They Uber instantly, which is not a terrible idea. They're going to force their opponents at least to third point, if not more, if they can get a better damage advantage. Doodle is going to die, so they're going to cap the third point in record time. Everyone wants those cap points, times 7 on card. Flower is looking to take the rest of his team in here, even with slight Uber disadvantage. Just checking for stickies, and they're going to go in here as quick as they can, but they're going to take a lot of damage from that level 2 sentry. They just had the damage disadvantage as a result of that. But they were very eager to go in anyway. Mama Schwampf retained her life though, which means even with a bit of a disadvantage they're going to do okay right here. Nightwing timed out, which is not going to be good for Go Team, but they do have 12 minutes for him to return effectively. Doodle takes down Resurrector. LFT are just going to be looking at stuff for a while. The Uber comes in, and the Deep Fried Monkey comes. The engineer dies with his sentry, and a lot of players from LFT die at the same time, which is going to be a really effective push from Justice Sentai team. So they're going to push all the way into last. This is good play from them. They're taking the advantage that has been given to them. They're going to go all the way to spawn in some cases and just take what they can while the cart gets pushed as quickly as possible. Even if they all die and the cart gets in position, in my opinion that would be worth it. But Mama Schwampf going down to very low health, that would make it maybe not the best decision. But Mama Schwampf dies to Droodle. Heartworm is going to try and tank some of this damage. Soldier decides to take down. Doppler takes down Sexy and Deep Fried Monkey. Sexy Skull also getting taken down. So that is just superior damage and positioning from Go, which is going to be, I think, GG in Go's favor. Not exactly a close game, but a pretty fun one. I admire Resurrector's spirit in setting up that sentry. That was a fun little game. If you want to send me any games, particlepsychics@gmail.com would probably be the best means of doing that, and attach an SDV demo link. I'll cast pretty much anything. So that'll be fun. Thank you for watching, and I've not been great, but you have been great. Goodbye.